AskReddit by Haley Haley 2. What are some benefits of being a woman? Nobody questions my motives when I talk to a kid who isn't mine. And, as a guy with young daughters, nobody gives me the stink eye at the park more than the moms. Dads at the park could not give less of a fuck. But every mom thinks I, and probably the other dads, and therefore no reason other than to molest their kids. Maybe if I also took my daughters to the park with me, then it would be a better experience. More exciting clothes. And no one bats an eye when we wear all the colors, and even when we wear men's clothes. You are not seen as a threat. I can walk up to any baby and talk to them and it's pretty much okay. Being able to get away with the most gay things ever. See, the double standards and fair. I want to be able to kiss my homies goodnight. The best thing about being a woman is the prerogative to have a little fun. Fun. Shania Twain. Let's go girls. Much more emotional support. And just being able to show emotions with less judgment. We're less likely to get blamed for the bad farts that we probably actually did. I have this reoccurring dream where I'm on a shuttle bus between airport terminals. It's crowded and Zendaya gets on and sits on the only free seat, which happens to be next to me. Then she proceeds to quietly fart and stink out the entire bus. Then she pins it on me with her acting eyes. I turn to her and almost telepathically, she gives me this glare that says, "No one will believe you. I'm Zendaya, Hollywood royalty, bitch." Then I wake up and that dream ruins my mood for that day. Less chance of being dragged into war zones is a big one lately. Dragged into war zones, sure. But for those civilians who end up in war zones, I'd much rather be a man. At least then, they'd probably just kill me. My mom says when I go get groceries with her, the back boys are more likely to offer to load them into her car. It's also nice that I can hide a lot of my social awkwardness behind looking attractive. Your mom is a woman who isn't experiencing the same benefit, so maybe this is a better example of beauty privilege. If you're a pretty woman, people treat you nice. This is true. Both men and women are nicer to you, plus you get free stuff sometimes if you smile a lot and are friendly. Better clothing options in summer. Can't beat a sundress. Woman's clothing style wise is the absolute best. I say that as a man. Sure, but the sizing and fit is so hard to navigate, and the quality of women's clothing has really gone downhill. Everything is so thin and cheap now. An awesome and awful one. Toilets at a gig. The queues are shit, but the interactions and conversations are top tier. Community. I love the friendships I have with other women, it's just a different kind of connection. I've really never experienced this and I am so jealous. Multiple orgasms. I feel like the actual frequency of women who can do this is greatly exaggerated and probably not more common than the amount of women who either can't orgasm at all or just struggle in general to get off. Less stigma around expressing your emotions openly. The amount of men calling other men weak and pussies on like Insta comments if a man cries in a reel is unbelievable. Being a short woman isn't as big of a disadvantage in life compared to being a short man. Being a tall woman is though. Most of these benefits are double-edged swords. Being able to use concealer or makeup to cover up a blemish or birthmark or whatever I want to smooth over and it being totally okay. Having a wide variety of clothes I can wear based on my mood or the occasion. Every guy should have some makeup. I had my GF help me pick out a simple concealer and got a cheap sponge, and now whenever I have a bad pimple or something before a work function I can just touch it up just a little. Community. I can talk to women about anything and we don't get weird about personal details. I hear some wild stuff but I'll still support you. Yeah, this is my experience too. There's usually a lot of empathy. You don't get judged for ordering fruity drinks. When your car breaks down, strangers are more likely to stop to help you. Unfortunately also more likely to get scammed or talked down when getting it fixed. Double-edged sword. People not assuming I'm a kid diddler when I hang around a park. A dad got straight up arrested in my town a few years back for a bit because his own kid threw a fit when it was time to go home and someone called the cops. He didn't have his ID on him since they were like 2 blocks from home, and so they took him in cuffs to the station until they could sort it out. But could you imagine being cuffed and dragged away in your own neighborhood on cold predator accusations? All because your kid didn't want to get off the swing. I think it was Texas, and about a decade ago, a guy in a parking garage found a lone, lost, little girl, like 5 or 6. While trying to help her find her family, one of her family members just assumed he was a pedo trying to kidnap her, and straight up killed him. Myself, when I was in my mid-20s, my sister and I got locked outside our hotel room, family trip. She went to get our key card reset, and I just chilled out sitting outside the room playing on a Game Boy, just waiting. A woman called the cops and I spent a good chunk of that night in cuffs, for sitting in a hallway playing a video game. The prerogative to have a little fun. Men's shirts. Short skirts. ORRO. Easy access to beautiful shoes. So how come all the women I know can never find anything to wear? Live longer, 80% less likely to kill yourself.